morning. I want to welcome everyone tonight to our special called meeting. And we are going to stand for a moment of silence and then say the Pledge of Allegiance. The pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, our next agenda item is the review of the agenda. Because it's a special meeting, we cannot change the agenda, so just need to have a motion to approve. Okay, motion Mr. Kaiser.
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Dorsey. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ashley, you good?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Ashley is on virtual. It's a hybrid meeting. I didn't mention that, so, okay. Our next agenda item is consider approval of the minutes from hybrid virtual board meeting on January 27th, 2026. Do we have any changes or discussions about the minutes from last week's meeting?
No, I make the motion to accept.
Okay, motion by Ms. Thomas.
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Kaiser. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. I'll give it over to Mr. Howard to acknowledge the Superintendent Student Advisory Council Board of Education updates and presentations.
So I have invited a special group of folks that are going to kind of be a liaison, not just between myself and the student body in the district, but also with the Board of Education. So this will be the first of several presentations throughout the year. So we wanted to kind of get you onboarded of what this actually is. So I've asked a couple people to kind of introduce it. And then I mean, our kids are pretty fantastic, so I'm gonna let them lead the way.
Do you want me to speak into this?
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
Okay.
That way everybody in the world, this is going, we have 1 billion observers right now.
Wonderful.
About like a Super Bowl Sunday. We're gonna try to compete with them. Here we go.
All right. Well, hi. My name is Heidi Castle, and I am the Superintendent Advisory Council President. Serving alongside me in my leadership role is Paxton Hammonds as our Vice President and Matthew Jones as our Secretary. I'm just going to tell you a little bit kind of about the council, what we do, and what we've been doing this year. So this advisory council was created my freshman year, and me, Paxton, and Stephen have all had the pleasure on serving on this council for all 4 years of our high school career. It really ensures that our student voices are meaningfully heard by not just our admin, but also our superintendent as well. It also provides great leadership opportunities to a very diverse group of our students. In my time in the council, I have seen some exponential growth in a lot of the students in our school, with upperclassmen as well as lowerclassmen. Our council is made up of about 20 or so students that are handpicked from the teachers at GRC. We work closely with Mr. Howard, Mr. Arms, the assistant principals, and a couple of our community members to gather our perspectives, to collaborate, and to communicate our student needs and ideas. The structure of the council is a broad representation and encourages leadership development across a very large variety of our students. And this year, our council has been focused on building a strong foundation for leadership. So we've been following Mr. Mike McCormick's leadership course, and our leadership journey has been focused on self-leadership through understanding our unique personal leadership blueprint. Each aspect is tied to Portrait of a Clark County Learner. Through the blueprint, we have worked on identifying our purpose. We have worked on understanding our different leadership styles and learning how to lead with others. You'll see a couple examples of this in the presentations that some of our members are going to be presenting later on. At the midpoint of this year, we are transitioning from learning about leadership to actively applying it. So moving forward, the council will begin working in teams focusing on specific projects and areas of impact. These teams include areas such as staff culture, student culture, community recognition, among many others. And each team will work to identify its strengths, areas for growth, and meaningful ways to recognize and support the people who make our schools successful. As we continue through the second half of the year, our goal is to support the student ideas while turning them into strengthening connections through our students, our staff, and the community. We're really excited to continue growing as leaders and serve as a voice for our peers. Thank you for allowing this wonderful opportunity for us to present to you guys, as well as get more involved at the board level. I'm now going to turn it over to some of our members to do some presentations, and first will be Sophie Schmieg.
Hi, my name is Sophie Schmieg. I am a sophomore at GRC, and this is my second year in the Superintendent Advisory Council. To start off my leadership blueprint, this was a picture we chose from an activity we did in one of our meetings, and this was supposed to be our purpose in life, and I saw this picture, I chose this because I see it as like a guiding light that we're all moving towards, and it's sort of like a beacon of hope or the light at the end of a tunnel. These are my values. First of all, justice. This has been something that's been very important to me since I was a very young child. I have always been very upset when I see something that is unfair or unjust towards other people. Truth. Truth is very important in relationships and in communities. Forgiveness. Forgiveness is something that we all need to have and learn, especially in all kinds of friendships and relationships and working in a leadership community like what I am in. And faith. Faith is what grounds me, and it gets me through all of the tough times in my life. Loyalty. I run off of loyalty. I believe that you should stick with your group, your friends, your family. And unity. I've always believed that we should all stick together no matter what differences we have. At some point, we are all the same, and we should all stick together as one. Empathy. Empathy is very important in friendships and then perseverance. I have many friends who would say that that is one of the things that I talk about most, because perseverance is what I see that really keeps me going. Perseverance. I say this to my friends a lot. I'm like, you guys, you just need to persevere. You're gonna be okay. And, okay, let's see here. My strengths start, first of all, maximizer. This is decision making when finding the best option. I do this very often. I really like to look at all the options that I have and just look at each one and decide which one I want. Focus. This is a personality trait that involves deep concentration and a single-minded drive, and the ability to set clear goals. Then there is learner. Oh, includer. I skipped one. Includer. I always try to include all people in whatever setting I'm in. I try to make sure there's nobody left out. Learner. I've always had a desire to learn and get better at the things I do. I was a kid who watched things like The Magic School Bus, or I've always enjoyed to learn things, and I've always enjoyed to discover, and I've always enjoyed to get better at the things I do. And competition. This is a strength, but it also kind of takes me back a little bit. I'm very competitive, and I really like to I enjoy being very good at the things I do, and I like to work for them. My leadership philosophy. Oh wait, I skipped one. Oh no, did I? No. Okay, sorry. I believe that leaders are those who lead by doing. This is something that I'm always trying to work for myself, is to learn how to lead by doing and to remember how to do this, and to remember that I need to think of leading by doing instead of just being somebody who's going to delegate and say, this is what you're going to do. And, yes. This is the portrait of a Clark County learner, and when I look at it, it's very overwhelming to say that somebody can have all these traits, all these characteristics in one, like, even as a high schooler. That's very hard to look at. And but I talked to my dad, who is a teacher, about it, and he was saying that it's really just a vision to look at students instead of seeing them as just a test score or just statistics. You see them as a whole person who's going to be a part of a community one day, and is hopefully going to be a part of this community. Thank you for listening to my presentation.
Hey. Hi guys, my name is Steven Yang. I'm a senior, and now that I'm up here, I realized I should have brought my glasses with me. So give me one moment while I pull this up. I promise you guys I can see on the road. Okay, so my purpose, I chose this because it reminded me of like in words of a mechanical clock, I want to contribute to our world by creating a lasting change that benefits everyone. Like a clock, everyone uses it every day, and you use it for convenience, and you need it. Otherwise, I wouldn't know when I had to clock out of work. I value kindness because I believe everyone deserves kindness and respect. I also value humility because no single person is worth more than another. And lastly, I value friendship as no one can have too many friends. And I say that because I lack friends. So if you guys want to talk to me, then please. So for my strengths, I like to call myself consistent. I like to follow routines. I wake up every day, go to work, eat, brush my teeth, and do homework or procrastinate, either or. I'm deliberative as I like to anticipate and eliminate obstacles in my way. I'm analytical because I like to look for reasons on why things are solved in specific ways. If I can't find the answers, then I know ChatGPT can. So, in harmony, I like to look for consensus. I like working in groups and coming to an agreement. And achiever, I like to call myself an achiever. I think I'm hardworking. People might debate that, but it's up in the air. Now, this is how to work best with me. I want everyone to be casual. Talk to me like a friend, and I'll try to reciprocate it, even though my humor is quite dry. I like talking, but I'm bad at initiating conversations, so if you manage to start one with me, then I'm sure we'll hit it quite well. I like setting up high standards for myself to achieve. I believe setting a higher bar, and even if I don't hit that bar, if I hit like 80% of it, then I'll most likely hit my original standard. And I don't usually show it, but I like being competitive. I think everyone has a sense of competitiveness in them, and it definitely feels bad if you lose something, but oh well, just get better. And I value keeping relationships rather than constantly proving myself to be right, which kind of does contradict my second sentence, but we'll just move on from that. This is the portrait of a Clark County learner. And I chose two that deeply resonated with me. I say I'm a resilient learner because I love challenging myself to become better than I was before. And I want to learn as much as possible, as knowledge is a solution to many problems in our world. And I like to call myself a reflective innovator because I wish to create solutions to modern day problems that we have. And I also want to stay relevant in the sense of being creative and being able to keep up with our ever-changing world. Thank you, guys.
Hello, my name's Josie Ward. I'm a sophomore at GRC, and this is my leadership blueprint. So, my purpose. So, if we haven't met, this is my second year in Clark County. And I like to say that this is how I looked probably most days walking into school. I come from a 1A school district, so GRC was a little terrifying to me. But I think this shows really well just how small we are in the bigger picture. You know, we stress and get anxious over a lot of things, but sometimes you need to just kind of calm down and reflect and realize that you look like a scared little baby. You need to tough it up a little bit. Okay, so for my values, my first one, I said growth. I believe you grow the most when you're uncomfortable. Adaptability, I think moving has made me realize, you know, adaptability is a big value of mine. There's a lot of new things that I've had to kind of adapt to, the new environment, new people, new faces, but I think it's important that I've stayed true to my core values. Health, I have epilepsy, so health is a huge part of my life. My seizures aren't my favorite thing, don't always enjoy having those, but they've made me into the young woman that I am today, and I'm kind of appreciative for them, because I don't know what my life would be like without them. And then kind of go into equality from that. Through my medical conditions, I learned that equality is not always the same for everyone. There are different versions of equality, and understanding this has helped me to truly accept situations and people for what they may appear, but with an understanding of how life is. And then lastly, cooperation. I'm not always one to favor group work. However, I've learned to appreciate different people and the perspectives I hear when working with others. I think learning to cooperate with others through all different walks of life helps us to not only learn about them, but ourselves too. Okay, so my strengths, for the first one, I had strategic thinking. I plan and organize things to a fault sometimes. It's a little crazy. And then inclusiveness. I strongly believe in using my voice to give others theirs. I never want anyone to feel left out, and I think the more voices, the better. Developer, I've always been a person that is quick to advocate if there's a need for change or growth. Bless you. I have the mindset that sometimes connections can be made to help people feel more comfortable and connected. Consistency. When I start something, I'm going to finish it. I think you should hold yourself accountable and not back down from a challenge. And then input. Most of my life, I've always been taught to speak my truth and to advocate for myself and those around me. I try my best to remain respectful from sharing opinions unless I'm invited to give input. But I think that's a special thing, letting everyone share their voice. Okay, how to work best with me. When working on something, I like to have a set time, date, and goal. I enjoy hearing others' ideas, but I tend to want one set goal for whatever we may be working on. In lots of group settings, I tend to just take a leader position. I like layouts, structures, timelines, list notes, all that jazz. I mean, give me a planner, I'll go wild.
Who's your mom?
I don't know who Jamie Ward is. I would say the biggest part about working with me is just going through all the mechanics to have one consensus and just check things off the list. So my personal leadership philosophy, I think there's so many different things that go into making up a leader, so kind of made a list. But in a leader, I look for a person who listens to others' ideas thoroughly and takes them into account when decision making. They want one vision for the group, but they work to implement multiple perspectives. They work to create a healthy environment where everyone feels comfortable voicing their opinions and working to the best of their ability. They're a role model for others, and they set standards for future leaders. And no matter the position or hierarchy of the group, they treat everyone as equals. And I think the biggest thing, they judge people based off their integrity and heart for their work, rather than intelligence or any other biases. Okay, and then for my portrait of a Clark County leader, learner, I wrote this out, and I was trying to get down to, all the intricate parts of it, and there's so much, when you read it. But I think what I learned is you don't have to follow all of these things. This is there, so it's for all these different students. It's so broad and expands to all of us. And it just gives us this perfect little guidebook or handbook, for when you're having these issues and when you're struggling, you have something to fall back on and guide you through these learning experiences. And I think that's just really cool. So props to you. So yeah, well, thank you guys so much for having me.
Hey guys, I'm Paxton Hammonds. I'm the vice president. Do a lot with Clark County and yeah. Purpose. We actually sat down and each kid in our community choose a picture so they can describe what that really speaks to them as a one picture. I choose a guitar. I've met a lot of great people through guitar, through music and stuff. Music, it really brings people together through any aspect of life and stuff, and you really get to see people's identity and their background from any type of music they listen to and what they follow, and it's just a great thing that just brings people together. My values, faith is a big thing for me. My family, responsibility and stuff is a big thing, learning new things every single day. I work for the Clark County maintenance team here, and I learn stuff every single day. Just love learning new things and being the man that I want to be through the values of, through faith, through friends, and who I choose to be around. Strengths. I don't like to pick on myself because I don't have many strengths in my eyes, but other people might see differently maybe. But very fast-going, hard-working. Don't care who you are. If you put your mind to it, you're going to get done. I don't care how hard it is or what it is. So strengths, self-awareness, empathy, communication, just being there for people. No matter what it is, no matter what the circumstance is, the values, that's where it comes into, and that's where my strengths fall into place with there. Working best with me, I live by this, and I saw this on when I was searching it up. Respect is the glue that holds the team and the organization together. If you don't got respect, even in this room, you don't got respect for each other, you're not going to accomplish anything. If I don't respect you as a person, your morals, your values and stuff, you ain't gonna get nothing done. If you're in a school building and students have different values and different ideas and stuff, I might disagree with you, but if I do not respect you, we're not gonna go take that step forward because we're gonna fight about it all day. So that's where a big thing that people don't realize, you gotta respect someone. I might disagree with you, and I promise me and Mr. Howard disagree on a lot of things, but we're still gonna move past it because we see the greater picture at the end of the day. Personal leadership, teamwork. I found this one too, and I love it. Henry Ford used to say this, and Dad used to tell me this all the time. Teamwork is coming together. Coming together is the beginning, and keeping together is the progress, and working together is success. Same thing that goes with my strengths and values and stuff. Teamwork. If you don't have the idea and the knowledge just to accept someone who they are, because at the end of the day, if you're different, more people that you have different in the county and the schools and stuff, if you have different minds, you're going to accomplish more things later on because you're hitting all aspects of what you're trying to do and get the ball moving. All right. Funny thing, it's blank, and there goes his eyes.
I've been waiting on this part. I'm excited. Here we go.
See, I did it on the spot, now see if I can do it again.
All right, here we go.
I left this blank for a lot of reasons. I was sitting there looking at this, and I saw the things that we've came up with, what a student body looks like in Clark County. And I love that, but I truly do not believe that we can fit this in a picture or a form, a letter, anything that y'all try to do. I feel like a student body has so much more than just a title of some sort. Because in Clark County, I've learned coming from different schools and stuff, different counties and been throughout the state and stuff, I've learned that if you really want to be who you are, you got to grow from it and put the people around you to help you go to that spot. In Clark County, we're not trying to teach people to be a better student learner. We're trying to help you become who you want to be when you grow up, who you want to succeed, what's your goals in life. And now we do the education. The state of Kentucky makes us do that. But I've grown so much as a person, as a man in this county because the people that I surround myself with and the committees that I've been on, the people like you guys that help us grow our personal values before we focus on our education. Because at the end of the day, that's what means most to me. Because I know in Clark County that if you graduate from here, you have a bigger heart and a bigger personality and a bigger goals than what I don't want to dog any other county, but then other people like that. So that's why I left it blank. I truly believe that in Clark County that we grow as a family. You grow so close. I mean, you spend 18 years of your life with the same group. And if you're focusing on the education part or the leadership parts, We focus on the family and the moral values that we have in Clark County to help you grow to be the man or the woman that you want to be so you can be successful in your eyes. Because at the end of the day, my success and your success might be different. And that's okay, that's great and all. Our morals might be different. But if I can help you grow and reach that goal, then we're making Clark County a better place and a better county than any other county that's in the state of Kentucky. And so that's how I saw that when I looked at this, and I was like, I can't choose one and I can't put one on a student that helps them. So that's how it is. Thank y'all for listening.
So that's actually all the presentations we had for you guys. As you can see, we have a really great representation of the student body here at GRC. I couldn't ask for a better group to help lead and grow alongside with. Thank you guys for listening, for supporting our leadership journeys. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm thoroughly impressed. It's hard to get up and talk like that and prepare a PowerPoint. So great job from all of you.
They're effective communicators.
Yes. And thank you, Mr. McCormick, for being there for them too. It's great to have that community partner in.
And Mr. McCormick's just one of several. We have, the hospital comes over. We have several different folks that we'll introduce you to as we go along
Yeah.
through this. And I'll make sure when we do meet, you guys will get an invite too. So if you are free, you can come over and see kind of the second half in the journey. So thank you guys again very much for being here. And families, moms, dads, thank you for sharing your kids with us. They are absolutely fantastic. And they bring light to my day to allow me to do the things that are more difficult because I know the why. So thank you very much.
All right. Did anyone else have anything they wanted to say?
No, just great. Great job. Great job.
Okay. Our next agenda item is review and discuss possible adjustments for the current CCPS school calendar. Jamie, Mr. King?
Good evening.
Good evening.
So I guess I'll start with the minimum requirements for the school calendar, just as a reminder of student instructional days, 170 days, and 1,062 hours. We always have the hours. That's never a problem with that. It's just the number of days. The original school calendar that was approved is 172. So currently, with the 2 snow days we've had so far, we're at 170 if left as is on there. So I don't know if you wanted, I jogged down some options, if you wanted to hear them or if you want to ask questions, however you wanted to drive this conversation.
I'd like to hear the options.
Options. Well, the first option that I put down was, leaving it as is. We would still meet the minimum requirements of 170 days and 1,062 hours. We have after tomorrow, one NTI day left for the remainder. And then after that, you kind of limits a little bit. When you miss, then you start tacking on or looking other ways to make up days. That's one option. Another option is next Friday, February 13th, is a scheduled teacher work day where students were not scheduled to be in. You all could have the decision to bring students in that day, and that would add a day back to, again, give us a little bit of wiggle room towards the end if needed. A third option would be the February 16th is just an X day for students and staff. That day could be added back into as an instructional day. That would add one day back in for the students' instructional day. Fourth option I wrote down is doing both of those, Friday and Monday, adding in as instructional days that would give 2 days. And that's the short term, which would probably be so close, that's next Friday and the following Monday. If, going to make a move on that, time is of the essence on that. But those were the initial thoughts and options that I came up with for the immediate now.
I mean, in reality here, we're we're talking, we're out tomorrow.
Correct.
So if we got to go back Thursday and Friday, the students would be back in school for 6 days before they was out for 2.
Yes,
And they've already been out all this time.
yes.
But to add to that, I don't know if you all can hear me or not.
Yeah, we can.
I have a lot of parents contact me that have already made plans for that 4-day weekend. To go out of town or whatever. I know there's several going to the water parks in Gatlinburg and Ohio. So it's not really gonna help your attendance flow anyway.
The only thing, if we don't, they're gonna put us past Memorial Day.
If we have any more days.
If we miss more.
If we miss more, we'll be after.
But these two right now, would that put us past Memorial Day? What-
So right now,
Just gives us a little leeway.
if you don't amend the calendar to go from 170 to 172, we're already past Memorial Day. Yes, ma'am.
That's what I-
Because right now, we're supposed to graduate, well, we haven't set graduation, let me
Right.
be very clear about that. But if the calendar stays the same, the last day for students is May the 21st, with graduation on the 22nd. Memorial Day is a little bit earlier this year, so that's right the following Monday after that. So with 2 extra days, we're already to Friday, Tuesday. So if you just leave it alone, if you amend the calendar tonight and put it to 170 versus 172, we stay the same. Kids' last day will be Thursday. We could set graduation for that Friday, assuming we don't miss any more than one more NTI day. If we miss more than one NTI day, those days will be stacked on afterwards.
Right.
We don't have a crystal ball. I'm just giving you the facts, right? If you push into the next week and go past Memorial Day, if you were to push graduation to that Friday, you're still in June, or out of June. I think that's the 29th would be that Friday, and you could add on 3 more days of just snow days and still be okay with graduating before June. I mean, those are the facts of where we're at. Any days that you were to add, so if you were to add either the 13th or the 16th, those would be days that I could use snow days if we needed them. So it's really about how many, we'll do, and we'll make whatever work. We just don't have a crystal ball on whether we're gonna get through with one more NTI day. Well, I guess you could, especially this week, but that's where we're sitting at, which is why I wanted to bring this to the board to see and give some clarity to myself and our staff on, where we sit now, that we would communicate with parents, and then we can make a plan from there, so.
Do the teachers have any type of special education or anything going on the 13th?
So if I talk to Ms. Fithen, we don't have anything special and anything that we would have worked out. So teachers would have to make up any kind of contract days. Their contract will stay the same no matter what we do so if we amended the calendar and went from 172 to 170, they still will have to work those 2 days on the end of the school year to fulfill their calendar days, classified and certified. Yes, ma'am.
Ben, do you have any questions, comments, or ideas?
I mean, I think it would be a good, step to go ahead and add those 2 days. I don't feel like it hurts to do that and at least give us a little bit more wiggle room. Because the last thing we want to do is not add them and then end up pushing into June if we end up having like another week like this. And then we just don't have any option.
Carl,
Hold on a minute.
Paula,
Thank you.
do you have any comments?
No, I agree with Ben.
Ashley,
Yes.
what are your thoughts? I haven't had anyone reach out to me about weekend plans for next weekend, so I really want yours and Ben's. You all have children in school. think it is, you all have a better,
Speaking of, mine are ready to go.
yeah, I bet, yeah. I know parents
My
are.
kids go to school too, but I'm just, from the other parents is what I'm hearing, you know, please don't take the days, because we've already scheduled, they'll lose money and, or they'll just take their kids out and our attendance will drop.
Yeah. The other option for parents, and this is something to consider, is if their trips have any educational components to it, they could fill out an EHO form and still go on their trip, have it lean in education, and then we would not get hit, because those days are actually like they're in person for us as far as attendance. But to Miss Richard Rowan's point, there's no way for us to predict. I mean, so I understand it's not an easy decision, but I really feel like this timing was good to allow you options. And once we get past this and even into our regular February board meeting, you know, you wouldn't have this option, because they would be over and done.
Yeah. I mean, I think, I'm kind of like Ben, I think for two reasons. One is to put some cushion back into it, because it just scares me. I see more snow forecasted one more day next week. And these storms have been hitting us. And you notice a lot of times when you get on a pattern, weather pattern, the pattern don't change till next season. So that concerns me. And there again, like I said, I mean, they're just going to get back in the swing of things for they're going to be out 4 days again. So, my thing is,
So the educational learning opportunity can be for any grade, or is it just the high school?
Any grade.
Any grade, okay.
so if we communicate that well through the schools, if you had a trip planned.
Correct. And Mr. Keene and his department actually just presented a new procedure change where you don't have to have a week's notice. So we wouldn't be, so that was really good foresight on your all's part and his part. So they could get it in even the day before they were going to leave, and we would be okay to approve that.
Did you hear all that, Ashley?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I'm still a no, but I heard it. I think you've got the farm machinery show going on in Louisville that a bunch of kids are planning on going to on Friday. There's just,
But that's all educational, it'd all be excused.
yeah, if they fill out paperwork,
Yeah.
which Ben and I both know that sometimes you don't get the paperwork filled out.
Well, for our parents, if we make it very, you know, it's their responsibility if they want to use those. So, you've approved many of mine over the years. So, and it is take a minute to fill it out, but that it's there. So what I'm hearing in general is there are two things that we need to vote on. The one is to amend the calendar from 172 to 170. And then the second one, or do we have to have, or can we put it together and say that we want to consider making next, so for
Do we need to amend the calendar if we take 2 days back?
So you wouldn't necessarily need to state it that way. You would basically forgive, help me with forgive the 2 snow days, and then you would, whatever days you want to add those to the calendar, and then we could present, and then that would be the amended calendar.
Yeah, you can make one motion, include both things.
Okay.
Does it need to say forgive those days, or just change it from the 172 to 170? I don't know.
I started it out, amend calendar from 172 days to 170, 170 days.
So essentially, if you're adding 2, and we've taken 2, you wouldn't need to amend the calendar.
wouldn't have to
You would
amend the
just,
You don't have to amend.
you would just
Oh.
need to add those 2 back.
You leave that alone.
And then
You
it would be
still-
172.
That still puts, if you don't have any more snow days.
Still puts it 172.
Yeah.
And that gives us an option if we get into late February.
Then you-
and-
I
Then
could
we
bring
could
it back
amend
to
the
you.
calendar,
Correct.
take away 2 days.
Correct.
Yes.
Fix it, yes.
Yeah, okay. So we want to consider approval
Make a motion
for 2/13/26 and before for the Hannah McClure open house. Will this affect anything?
We'll
like
need to
that?
push it back, but we probably needed to push it back anyway. to
So
be
you're
honest with
good
you.
with?
I'm
okay.
good.
Okay.
I've already talked to Ms. Fitton and we're good.
Hey, I got my
That's
time approved.
what- Hey, you did good.
But I'll just get
We'll
it
just
unapproved.
unapproved, we'll let you know when we're
Yeah.
gonna move that.
Or maybe I'll just take it anyway. Consider approval for 2/13/26 and 2/16/26 to be regular school days.
Yes.
Do I have a motion?
to, I'll make that motion.
Okay. Motion by Mr. Kaiser. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Dorsey. And let's go ahead and take a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Do we have any nays?
No,
Okay, we have one no, so 4-1. So the motion passes 4-1. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. King. Thank you for explaining. It's so complex, and we appreciate that.
Do we have any public comments?
No.
Okay.
Well, there wasn't when I came up there. No, still not.
All right, no public comments. So our next agenda item is consider approval of an MOU with the City of Winchester and Clark County Public Schools, Mr. Brandon Watkins.
So you guys have a copy there of the MOU with the city, and that was worked out for the purchase of the property there on the corner of Shoppers and Martin Luther King. The city was going to apply for grants to make some traffic improvements in that area. So this is a joint partnership, and Ms. McCoy and the attorney for the city have both reviewed this contract.
So for this money that it's proposed in the contract, what does that cover exactly?
The purchase of the property.
Purchase of the property. And I believe it was how much was in the contract?
50,000.
50,000.
50,000.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
That doesn't include the construction.
no. But does the property stay our property
It would be the city's
if
property.
it becomes the city's property?
The original intent is that it would be a joint project, but
Okay.
you can't jointly
So we purchase property,
own. No, they purchase it. You're just helping with the cost.
okay, okay.
Does this come out of the general fund, or what fund does it come out of?
We had budgeted it in
We had budgeted it.
as committed monies.
Okay.
And do we know how close they are to getting any kind of, have they done the traffic surveys?
They've done some pre-work on it as far as the engineering and surveying. I don't think they've done any traffic studies on it yet.
And that's the roundabout, right?
Yes, that we've been talking about for a while. Yes,
Mhm.
ma'am.
I've been going through two of them every day, back and forth. Cutting through Alumni
Well, what do you think?
to get to, well, it's pretty good.
It's-
And that's not scary as I thought. Some of them is kind of confusing.
Yeah.
Theirs are real good, so ours needs to be really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Well, and, you know,
I'm not huge.
I tell them to make it really good. We've just looked at a variety of options for traffic in that area because, as we all know, with three campuses, schools right there together, that area, you know, has some traffic concerns, and we're trying our best to partner with the city to look at ways to improve that. And you know, I think this is a really good option.
I think it will work.
Well, and I like, but this, if y'all read the rest of that, it talks about if something was to fail, we couldn't do it, they would still use those monies to improve the
Correct.
traffic there, so.
Yes. Yeah, and there's some other projects we've talked about with lighting there on Martin Luther
Yeah.
King, adding street lights and things like that. Yes, this money would be used, you know, one way or another for traffic and safety improvements in that area.
I know I went to the Dairy Queen one morning early. I couldn't even get up to the turning lane. Or back
Because it's
up.
backed up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Ashley, did you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Ben, did you have any questions? Okay. Do I have a motion or any further questions?
I'll make a motion that we approve the MOU with the city of Winchester and Clark County Public Schools.
I have a motion by Mr. Kaiser. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Mrs. Thomas. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Ashley, I just want to make sure I have your vote.
It was an aye.
Okay. Motion passes 5-0. Okay. Our next agenda item is consider approval of engagement for investment tax credit consulting services with Walker Blue LLC. Mr. Watkins.
All right, so this is a proposal to work with this company, Walker Blue, for them to do all of the paperwork, documentation to file for this Inflation Reduction Act tax credit. It is because we put in a geothermal well field there at the new preschool, and it makes us eligible with federal government to file for this tax credit. And if you'll look at the proposal there, I think it was 250-some thousand that we could expect, to get back on this. The construction was around 500,000. It could be more than that, but I think that's a conservative estimate. There's also a fee in there for them to complete all of the documentation. I've met with this company and our architects, with Brian Buckner and Ross Tarrant. I've also had our board attorney and Miss Ellis both look through this to make sure, they put their eyes on it. But I think it's a good opportunity for us to recoup some of that cost and take advantage of this tax credit.
So Mrs. McCoy, did you see anything that was concerning?
No, I think the other thing I'd suggest is they change the venue to Kentucky or Clark County. This is common. Apparently the paperwork to get that credit is very cumbersome, and there's, from my knowledge, just a few firms nationwide that are doing this kind of work. So lots of districts are employing companies like this to do those applications.
Okay, thank you.
To get its money back.
Yeah.
Right.
That's always a good thing.
I just want to celebrate that again.
I agree.
That's not restricted in any way
And it's not
either.
restricted, so
Restricted.
go to cover things that we talked about project-wise. So.
Okay. Does anyone else have any questions?
250, that's like $250,000, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. If we don't have any questions, do I have a motion to approve this?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Ms. Thomas. Do I have it? I'll second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Ashley, you good?
Aye.
Thank you. Sorry, it's hard to hear you. So,
It's okay.
yeah. So motion passes 5-0 to the engagement of investment tax credit consulting services with Walker Blue LLC. It was quite the read. It was quite the.
It was. Yeah. It's been a learning experience on my end too. But they've made it pretty,
Yeah. I understood it. It's just like.
yeah,
wow,
pretty easy
so
to
much.
understand. It is a lot. Yes, ma'am.
Our next agenda item is consider approval of proposed construction manager contract for BG number 26107, the Clark County roof replacement projects, and BG 26108, Clark County Baker and RDC miscellaneous renovations and athletics. Mr. Watkins.
So just like we did with architects, we solicited for letters of interest. We then approved a contract with Ross Tarrant for our upcoming projects. Same way, we took letters of interest for construction manager, decided on Codell, and this is just approving that contract with them. The fees for CM or construction manager are all set by KDE that you'll see in the contract there. And it is based on the total cost of the project. There's a percentage that is for construction management. And I think we talked about at the last meeting, kind of what the construction manager does and helps with oversight of the project. We're actually doing 1-year warranty stuff on the preschool that they're handling, and then all of the building with subcontractors and things like that too is a big help.
So I was reading through it, and it's probably in here. It's a lot. But is there anything in here to where they come to the board meetings and actually present to us during the term of when they're working on the project?
I don't know if that is actually written in the contract, but we have discussed that, and Codell has agreed to.
I don't think we had to hear from them every month, but if we could at least put some kind of baseline every other month, because I'm sure we're gonna have construction meetings like we did.
Correct.
With the other, and one of us will serve on that, but I would love for, if we could get an assurance or something that every other month they come and present to the whole board.
Yeah.
So it's just not one of us, members of us board, sitting here telling the other
You could,
board.
we could probably add something, like, if you
Well, I looked at-
look at page 13, the 3.3.2.
20.1. Yeah, I read it there.
You could add a.
That's what I thought.
Add one to the end of that, like put a 12 on there and just have them, like add.
Present to the board.
Yeah,
I don't
like
know if-
either a written progress report. I mean, this is Katie.
It says a written
That is
process.
KDE's contract, so I don't know.
So
that-
we may have to do it outside of the.
Yeah.
I have.
Fine, if we have a good, strong agreement with,
I don't know that we can, because this is kind of a state contract. I don't know that we can amend it.
I kind of felt like it was implied.
it is implied, it just wasn't written.
Yeah.
But I have assurances from them that they will be available for each monthly board meeting to come and give an update.
Okay.
And if we can, I can say, we don't, you come to the last one, we don't need an update at this one.
Yeah.
But I have asked for them to be available at each monthly board meeting to give an update when needed.
By the owner, CM shall submit written progress reports to the owner and architect.
That's in the contract, which is.
Showing percentages of completion and other information identified below.
I'm good with it.
Anyone else have any questions? Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, motion, Mr. Kaiser. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Dorsey. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ashley?
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. Okay. All right, now our next agenda item is adjourn to closed session. Adjournment to executive session per KRS 61.8, deliberations on the future acquisitions or sale of real property by public agency, but only when publicity would be likely to affect the value of a specific piece of property to be acquired for public use or sold by a public agency. Do we have to make a motion to do that?
Yeah.
All right, I need a motion to adjourn to closed session.
So moved.
I'll make that motion, second or whatever.
Okay, so Mr. Dorsey and Ms. Thomas, second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. We are adjourned at, someone tell me what time it is.
6:53.